Welcome to Radio on Fire, home of the Diamond K Show.
Diamond K in the house.
And now for your urban news and entertainment report. Here's your host, Diamond K.
Oh my goodness.
It's the Diamond K Show.
So they say that the third time is a charm. There's nothing charming about the allegations against media mogul, rapper, producer, entrepreneur Sean Diddy Combs. A third accuser is suing Combs for a sexual assault. She is anonymous at this point. Jane Doe plaintiff alleges that Combs and singer-songwriter Aaron Hall of the group Guy took turns raping her and a friend after an event at Uptown Records in the early 1990s. Yeah, it's been a very bad time for Diddy. Hit with this third lawsuit that alleges sexual assault under the Adult Survivors Act that expired after Thanksgiving. So a new complaint from an anonymous accuser alleges this rape of the plaintiff and her friend in 1990 or 1991, and that Diddy turned violent during a rage days later. Wow. This is a lot that has been highly talked about on social media. It has caused a lot of turmoil. Third lawsuit. Third accuser. So, as we said, Aaron Hall also named in this lawsuit, the woman identified as Jane Doe. So the alleged assault happened following an event at the offices of MCA Records. At the time, MCA was the distributor for Uptown Records, Andre Harrell's label. At the time, Diddy worked there. Aaron Hall was a member of a group on the label. This lawsuit was filed Thursday in New York Supreme Court, one day after the expiration of the New York Adult Survivors Act, which allows adult sexual assault survivors 1 year to sue, regardless of when the original statute of limitations expired. Now, a spokesperson for Combs told NBC News these are fabricated claims falsely alleging misconduct from over 30 years ago and filed at the last minute. This is nothing but a money grab, they say. Because of Mr. Combs' fame and success, he is an easy target for anonymous accusers who lie without conscience or consequence for financial benefit. The New York legislature surely did not intend or expect the Adult Survivors Act to be exploited by scammers. The public should be skeptical and not rush to accept these bogus allegations. Aaron Hall could not be reached immediately for comment. So these are allegations. Nothing has been proven, but it looks bad. It definitely looks bad. The Jane Doe says that she was shocked and traumatized. Said that she and a friend met Combs and Hall. As I said, Hall was a member of the R&B group Guy at these record label offices for an event that MCA was hosting. The friend is not named as a plaintiff in the lawsuit. The suit alleges that Combs and Hall were very flirtatious and handsy with Jane Doe and her friend, and offered them drinks throughout the event. Toward the end of the night, Combs and Hall invited Jane Doe and her friend back to Hall's apartment for an after party, according to the lawsuit. While at Hall's apartment, Jane Doe was offered more drinks and was coerced into having sex with Combs, according to the suit. After Combs finished doing his business, Jane Doe laid in the bed, shocked and traumatized, she said. Now, while Jane Doe was getting dressed, Hall allegedly barged into the room, pinned her down, and forced Jane Doe to have sex with him, the suit says. Following the alleged assaults, Jane Doe got dressed, ran from the home, according to the lawsuit. The lawsuit accuses both men of sexually assaulting Jane Doe's friend at the same evening at Hall's home. So days later, she says that Combs went to the home where Jane Doe and her friend were staying, became irate, and allegedly assaulted and choked Jane Doe until she passed out. So, upon information and belief, when Combs finished with Jane Doe, he and Hall switched, she said, and they commenced to assaulting Jane Doe's friend. It says that Combs was allegedly looking for the friend because he feared she would tell the girl he was with at the time. So in addition to Combs and Hall, the lawsuit names MCA Music Entertainment Group and Geffen Records as defendants. NBC News reached out to Universal Music Group, the owner of Geffen and now defunct MCA. Spokesperson there did not immediately respond for comment. Yeah, this is really escalating. Really escalating. The attorney for Jane Doe, Tyrone Blackburn, said that his client is in the process of securing her medical documents and witness statements. We will amend the complaint in the coming weeks and have more to share at that time. So other lawsuits accuse Combs of sexual abuse. Combs and some of his companies have been the center of sexual abuse lawsuits during this past week. There's another accuser, Joy Dickerson Neal, filed a separate lawsuit on Thursday alleging that Combs drugged her and sexually assaulted her in 1991. At the time, she was a college student at Syracuse University. Dickerson Neal, who says she reluctantly had dinner with Combs at a New York restaurant and then accompanied him as he ran errands, also accused Diddy of recording the assault without her knowledge and sharing that video with other people. Now, spokesperson for Combs denied those allegations as well, saying that the claims are not credible and this is a pure money grab. So I don't know. This looks really, really bad. This looks really, really bad. Now, they are saying that this last minute lawsuit is an example of how a well-intentioned law can be turned on its head. This is a spokesperson for Combs, said that Miss Dickerson's 32-year-old story is made up and not credible. Mr. Combs never assaulted her, and she implicates companies that did not exist. This is purely a money grab, nothing more. Dickerson Neal said that she decided to file the lawsuit after Combs' former girlfriend, singer actress Cassie, filed a federal $30 million lawsuit alleging that he raped, sex trafficked, and abused her. Cassie's lawsuit was settled one day later for an undisclosed amount of money. So, of course, after that lawsuit, I knew that there were going to be other suits. It was inevitable. The amount of money that she was probably paid. These ladies coming out. Now, these things, we don't know whether they're true or not. These are allegations at this moment. Combs made a decision to settle the lawsuit. His folks are saying that it does not in any way undermine his flat out denial of the claims. It just seems like he's accepting responsibility for it and paying her. So Douglas Wigdor is an attorney for Cassie, has not directly commented on Jane Doe or Dickerson Neal's lawsuits, but said today, in my experience handling sexual assault cases, it is not uncommon for other victims to come forward once the first brave survivor makes public allegations concerning a high-profile perpetrator. So as I said, there's no surprise there. There has been fallout. Obviously, Diddy's name has been dragged through the mud. Obviously, folks are, rethinking different things that have been said, done, seen, heard, shown, alleged. Another lawsuit filed on Tuesday accused Harve Pierre, the ex-president of Bad Boy and Bad Boy Records, for sexually assaulting an unnamed former assistant. Combs' companies were also named in the lawsuit on one count of gender-motivated violence, 2 counts of negligence. Pierre did not respond to a request to comment on the allegations, and a spokesperson for Bad Boy Entertainment said Wednesday that the company was aware of the lawsuit and is now investigating the allegations. Oh, there's so much going on here. So much going on. NBC News did an excellent job reporting a lot of these things. And so it begins, and I don't think that this is the end. You've had folks that work at the Diddy-led Revolt TV, which are trying to or leaving. A lot of folks have feelings about this. This third accuser, there was a video and some images of Diddy looking unhappy in Miami as he has been hit with these lawsuits. So it is going around. Celebrities and politicians facing sexual abuse suits ahead of the NY law expiration. We've seen Mayor Adams, ex-Governor Cuomo, among those that are sued. Now, there's a deadline to file suits under New York's law, and it was this week. And that is why we have seen a flurry of high-profile sexual abuse lawsuits filed in New York this week. They were trying to beat this expiration of a state law that temporarily lifted the statute of limitations on civil abuse and harassment claims, no matter how old. Well, that's how we got here. And, it looks crazy. It looks crazy. Will this be the end of Diddy? So he's facing this lawsuit and sexual accusations of sexual assault, revenge porn. Aaron Hall definitely has a history of being a wild dude. He talks really, really crazy. And but this new lawsuit is really, really, really bad. It's really bad. So you have these Cassie situation, which was settled. Folks thought that was the end of that. And then a flurry of additional lawsuits for the rapper. And there have been a lot of controversies surrounding Diddy over the years. He has attempted to rebrand himself as Brother Love in recent years. But he definitely has a prolonged history of violence dating back to the 90s. Definitely has a history. And whether or not you believe these charges, these accusations, whether or not what is being said is true, it will definitely have an effect on the career of Diddy, being accused of multiple rape, the drugging and sexually assaulting women in these fresh lawsuits. And I don't know how his brand recovers. I don't know if where there's smoke, there is fire. And could everybody be lying on him? Is all these people lying? I don't know. But the fallout continues. Macy's beginning to remove Sean John from their stores and their website. That was interesting. We reported that on Instagram. And, it is a collection that he does not own anymore. But what may come as a surprise to many, Sean John was still being carried on their website and in some of their stores. And while he doesn't own the brand is connected to him. It's, his name. And they didn't want anything to do with it. Now, I'm not sure that it was selling a lot. Maybe it was. I don't know. Maybe it was. I don't know. But if you had a chance to read the allegations that Cassie made, horrible allegations. This cycle of abuse, violence, and sex trafficking. In one incident described in the court papers, Cassie said that in early 2012, Diddy became so angry about her and Kid Cudi, saying that he would blow up the rapper's vehicle. And she says that around that time, his car exploded in the driveway. Yes. Outrageous claims. Outrageous. Diddy is somebody that has been involved in music, popular music, over 30 years. But Diddy has a history of violence. This is not up for debate. His image has been less than pristine. In the year that hip hop turns 50, one of hip hop's leading figures accused of a decade of sexual abuse in a bombshell lawsuit. Now, that was quickly settled. It would say that day after the suit was filed, or day after the suit was made public. But this has posed the question of Diddy's liability in the alleged abuse against Cassie. For those who have followed his career, this had raised questions about a history of violence that people have ignored until now. People have excused things because of his role in hip hop. He's a creator of Bad Boy Records, built his career from the ground up, being a young radio intern to a hip hop billionaire mogul. Name checked in many songs. A young Diddy started his music career as a radio intern who co-hosted a celebrity basketball game that led to a stampede and a crowd surge that killed 9 people in City College of New York gym. You remember that? He was critiqued by the then mayor, David Dinkins, for letting inexperienced people plan the event, and they oversold tickets. A start into a fast music life riddled with potential complicity in death and violence, which frankly may not have been his fault, but nevertheless could have indicated the desire for money that trumped human welfare. Cared about money more than he cared about the people that were attending the event. That is what many took from that. So he's at Uptown Records, rising hip hop mogul, launched his own record company in 1993, Bad Boy Records. His first major success was releasing the Notorious B.I.G.'s Ready to Die album, classic. He's worked with artists like Foxy Brown, Faith Evans, Mary J. Blige, Lil' Kim. Well known for his involvement in the East Coast, West Coast rivalry. There was that fascination and intrigue with the 90s hip hop and gangster rap, shiny suit. Remember all that? Biggie and Diddy were at the center of the conflict with Suge Knight and Tupac Shakur. Ultimately, this led to the violent deaths of Biggie and Tupac. Now, Diddy was never implicated in either death. There has always been speculation, rumor, and conspiracy theories that continue to buzz. After that, Diddy's career blew up even more. But the rapper and the executive found himself in a firestorm again, leading to an assault charge. In his music video for the song Hate Me Now, which featured Nas, remember in the video, the two men were crucified on a cross. Diddy thought that the scene was sacrilegious and wanted it cut from the video, but the unedited version was aired, so the rapper and the executive went to the president of Interscope and supposedly assaulted somebody. Was it a chair, a telephone, a champagne bottle? Diddy pled guilty to a lesser charge, resulting in 1 day of court-ordered anger management, and that supposedly went away. Oh, but that wasn't the end. That wasn't the end of Diddy's displays of violence. In a moment in hip-hop history, Diddy, who was dating Jennifer Lopez at the time, were at a New York nightclub where a shooting took place after an argument that led to 3 people being injured. The couple was arrested and charged with battery and gun possession. Jennifer Lopez charges were dropped. Diddy went to trial, claiming he was the victim of a justice system that had a vendetta against black men. He was acquitted of his involvement in the shooting, but his artist, Shine, served 9 years for assault and gun possession. Shine claimed that Diddy sold him out. So this troubling public altercation comes full circle post Cassie. So we talked about this gossip that Cassie's then boyfriend, Kid Cudi, and Diddy had an altercation in a club. That was something. Diddy allegedly blew up a man's car. Now, Kid Cudi confirmed that his car exploded in his driveway. That part is true. Now, Diddy, he's interesting. He was recently awarded the Global Icon at the VMAs for his efforts in hip hop. But in the same breath, his efforts in building the genre and profiting massively off it as one of hip hop's few billionaires are the reasons why it's been a breeding ground for abuse and violence against women. The type of abuse that he has allegedly perpetrated on Cassie and countless others in the industry. If we put aside the violence, Diddy seems to have this reputation in the black hip hop community because of his pioneering efforts. But Cassie's bravery and her refusal to be silenced, they offered her hush money before the lawsuit was filed. She went forward. She has done a lot to help hip hop, help the community, help the culture. In the settlement statement, she said that I have decided to resolve this matter amicably on terms that I have some level of control. Even though the lawsuit will not go to trial, Cassie has exposed Diddy's alleged longstanding abuse. A trial would only sensationalize her trauma for the tabloids, for the blogs, for social media. And when we look at how Meg Thee Stallion or actress Amber Heard were treated, the claims have already done enough for the public to question and to realize that Diddy's trailblazing efforts in hip hop aren't merely enough to justify and excuse a long history of violence, breeding more violence in a genre that at its worst is riddled with abuse, misogyny. So we're going to see where this goes. We're going to see how things unfold. If Diddy is going to be held to account, are people going to shun him? Or are they going to continue to embrace the face of violence, controversy, abuse? Let me know your thoughts on this. Of course, you can always reach me at the Diamond K Show on all social media, djdiamondk at gmail.com. This is very disturbing. This situation, this story, very disturbing. I, of course, being an artist, a producer, a label owner, an entrepreneur myself, I have looked at different professional accomplishments of Diddy and admired those. But I cannot in any way, shape, or form condone the things that he has been accused of. And if these things are true, it is really, really disappointing that these things could be. So many greats we have seen. People are not perfect. Absolutely true. But you should be held accountable for your actions. Thank you for checking us out here at Radio on Fire. You can always check me out weekdays, 6 p.m. New episodes drop. What we do is made possible by your support. You click the link below or head on over to radioonfire.tv. Make a donation, buy some merch, become a member. You can get exclusive content if you become a member. Businesses can always sponsor the Diamond K Show or any of our other programs. Contact me, djdiamondk at gmail.com, djdiamondk at gmail.com.